Hello everyone, Jondale here. Today I'm here to talk to you about when to consider an art piece finished. Now this is quite a big topic, so I'm going to try and sum it up as much as I can and talk about three main factors that come up for me a lot when trying to consider an art piece finished. So I can't stress this enough, everything I talk about here is from my own experience and my own opinions. So of course your experience or opinions might differ, and that is absolutely fine. Just let me know in the comments what you think about it. So there are many different ways of determining when to consider an art piece finished. I'm going to talk about three main principles that I feel carry a great weight in determining completeness. And the first of these would be setting a goal. This is a technique that I use quite often in my own art pieces. I'll usually set a goal to fill a certain part of the page or the whole page and work from there. But there are many other goals that you can choose, such as setting out to capture a certain subject, or if you have a certain picture in mind that you're trying to capture. Although setting a goal won't always lead you to a definitive end, it will at least give you a broad picture and idea of when to stop, or when to consider the piece finished. The second factor would be intuition. Now, this is a big one. Basically what I mean by this is when you get the feeling that the piece is done, when you just know. This will probably come up a lot more with people who make art pieces intuitively instead of technically, but it could work with both sides. And of course, intuitively can also be influenced by certain emotions such as anger, like when you get extremely frustrated with a piece and just decide that it's done. And then of course, there's the feeling that maybe things are just never finished. You just get them to a point where they don't need to be more than they are. And that leaves it open to coming back and adding more to it in the future. Or another influencing factor could be your style. Once you develop your style, then you'll have a greater idea as to when a piece will be finished, because you can go back and look at your old pieces and see when you finished those and basically use them as a guide. And the third and final factor I'd like to talk about would be time. And that could simply mean that you run out of time to work on a piece. Be you on a deadline or just life happens. Or maybe you simply need to walk away from the piece and let the time give you perspective. As sometimes when you just walk away from something and you take a look at it after a while, then it will give you a lot more clarity as to how to finish it. Or you might even just look at it and say, it's done. So those are the three factors that I tend to use the most in order to influence my artistic process and help me find when to consider an art piece finished. Sometimes I will use all three, sometimes I'll just use one, but those tend to be the tools that I use the most. So setting a goal, intuitive thinking and feeling, or time. But as I said, this is a giant subject that can't really be summed up in a few-minute video, and I know there are many other factors or tools or ways people come about figuring out when to consider an art piece finished, so let me know how you do it down in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, give me a like or subscribe. I'm Jondale, and I'll catch you next time. Happy arting, everyone.